I'm just gonna roll after gym. I keep forgetting to do these and put them up, so let me just roll. So today, yeah, quick video. So I just wanted to talk about, obviously we're continuing the series of how to survive a toxic, dysfunctional group in your city. I wanted to talk about the 4 main stages of the abuse cycle. As I was saying on the last video, I was talking about the type of person my content would suit, okay? But we need to maybe go into the abuse and what the actual abuse looks like and how to be able to spot it. I wrote down some notes and the page just changed. But it's very important to have an awareness of what's happening, and it can be quite difficult because these people that have been practicing their stuff for years. Another video I need to make, I'm thinking about doing that, is a video of what videos you should be watching. I'm going to maybe link someone to this page, the videos to start off with. When I started, there wasn't much online about this stuff. There was Narc Survivor, who's quite good, but there was also narcissists that were talking about it from their point of view, which at the beginning, if you're new to this process, maybe I would stay away from them to begin with. And also there's also people that are doing videos pretending to be empaths, but they're actually narcs. So you get this kind of sea of information, and some of it's quite good, a lot of it's not very good, and you get a lot of people pretending to be on the right side. But also when we're talking about all of these, the pathology and the mental illness, and you know, having to put it into a category by the American, the DSM-5 or whatever they call their category system, the baseline thing, even though we can talk about these are the categories and they have to show these characteristics, whether you want to accept it or not, this is a spirituality thing. It's a spiritual attack. If you think about it, as we are all sort of energy sources, and you know, there's a realm that we can't see, which is not the physical, right? And what tends to happen is you have people that are on the good side and people that are on the other side, and the people on the other side tend to try to drag the people on the good side to their side. And it's funny because when you see, that's what I was saying, you actually have a spirit following you. So what happens is, the fact that people are already on the wrong side, they don't need to be brought in to be to the bad side. They don't need to be persuaded. They don't need to be ganged up on, because they're already in the low vibrational energy. But if you're high vibration, if you're enjoying your own time, you're very good at whatever you do, enjoying life, just living, just independent, what you'll find is there'll be a group of people who will look at you and straight away they want to destroy that. They want, like, there's something in you. They might even initially start off by liking you because of your uniqueness, but what happens over time, you will see that, like, you meet someone and you're like great friends, and it's like, right, I just met this guy, and like within like 5 weeks this man starts just hating your guts. Like, it happens all the time. And what it is the closer they get, like, the light just blinds them. It just highlights all their insecurities and what they don't have. And they're like, oh my God, this person is da-da-da. And then they try and make up a reason to not like to clash with you. You know, it happens a lot with workplaces as well. Colleagues at work, when you're showing them your skills, they see you and they think, oh, this is a good person. But then either you get to a point where they step over your boundaries. We'll talk about that as a separate video, and then you allow it to such a point, and then one day you're like, no, and then from that moment they need to just literally absolutely destroy you, yeah? Or it could be kind of like someone that is like even higher than you, like your boss or a supervisor, who just gets so jealous and envious of you. It's really weird, and you gaslight yourself. You're like, I can't understand what this man's problem is. I'm lower than him, I get paid less, but he's seen that thing in you, like how you work and how you like become so efficient and how you're improving, and he needs to stop you in your tracks. It happens in every job. So sometimes it can be good to mute your colors, but I don't think you should ever mute your colors. I think you should be who you are, be free, express yourself how God intended. And if these people have a problem, it's their problem, not yours. So let's just quickly go over the 4 steps of the abuse cycle. And yeah, the video will jump up and down because obviously I'm new to this. I'm just starting off and I'm just trying to do this. I think because I do think I've got a take, and I feel that there's people that are going to come through that are like me, who have been ousted, or people that have been made to look like the bad person, when all it is you're just being human, because you're not perfect. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do wrong. There's reactive abuse where, you know, the other party forces, you know, they keep attacking your boundaries, keep attacking you psychologically, and you react out of, you know, you just out of like your revenge, like you want to get them back, or you just want to retaliate somehow, and you're made to look like they're quick to get their phone out. That's a video as well. These characters, they will film you like you might be drunk, or you might be like doing something silly. I've done that loads of times, like you're doing like the bad stuff, and they've got their phone secretly placed in your room, filming you naked, doing sexual acts, stripping. These people are sick. They have like secret, I'll go on Instagram and there'll be a whole group of people in this group, and that group will be the people that you don't get on with. It'll be them, and what's happening is they're sharing either like naked videos or sexual things you did, or jokes that you were saying, or you when you're drunk and acting, you know, when you're in your lower state, and they're just mocking you. But rest assured that when these people do this, they're gonna get theirs. Like, you know, like God is omnipresent. So when you're in your lower state, which you should try not to do that as much as possible, but you're human, so these things happen, forgive yourself. One, there's a Hawaiian meditation that I need to link to one of these videos that help with that. But also, don't worry too much about getting them back. All of those people that are in that group, they're not going to go anywhere in life. They are literally losers, and they're going to get theirs. God would deal. Don't you worry. So let's quickly go into the 4 steps. I wrote them down, but it's not a big deal. It's online everywhere. So the first step will be the love bomb phase. Now in this phase, I remember all of my love bombs, all from, I think I had 3 relationships like this, or 4. Anyway, so what happens is it's at the beginning, and they're just mirroring you. So if you're into like cooking, they'll become like a chef, and they'll be like cooking and taking you out to all the places where you go, these secret food stores and food markets, or blah blah blah. If you like art, you'd be going to all the galleries and exhibitions and secret things around town. If you like bikes, I remember I liked, you know, you'd be going cycling, checking all the new stores for bikes, new accessories, blah blah, whatever it is, fashion. You'd be going shopping. I remember we were going shopping, finding stores, trying stuff on, and all it is as spiritual. I remember we would go to the temples and stuff. All it is if you are into something, they just pick up on what you like. They're sensitive to that, and then they start mirroring you back to you. So it's like you're actually falling for yourself, and you think, oh my God, I found my twin flame, I found my soulmate. Oh my God, this person is wonderful. And in this phase state as well, you might make a mistake. I did. Like, you might get drunk one night, or you might just go overboard, like, and they will forgive you. They will forgive you. And you're gonna be like, whoa. Usually if I get too wasted, or I get drunk, or whatever, which is sometimes due to some of our brokenness, some of our carelessness, some of our carnal afflictions, or it just happens. Like, you know, it's life. Like, some people can handle the alcohol, some can't. And they will just make this whole thing of, it's okay, it's all right, I've got your back. So you have this false sense of, I've found the one. This is the one person that, you know. There have been actually relationships with actually normal people that have also been very forgiving and loving, and you will find that again in the future once you've gone through this process. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step, which is very, very hilarious, is the devaluation stage. Now, the devaluation stage is the stage where it's like they can't help but mock you, or break you down by like side comments, man. I wish I could. I remember one of the second knock or third narc that I dealt with, the third one, which wasn't that long ago, at the beginning, I remember she sent me these photos, which was like frogs or face, just like weird, or my face, and she had deformed it in the picture. Bear in mind, I used to be like a streetwear hipster kind of model. I was in loads of magazines. I've been in music videos. I've done catwalk. I've done all kinds of fashion. Not to say that's how I would quantify good looking or whatever, but I'm like 6'2", athletic build, not bad looking, like whatever. And this girl was like mocking my looks. So they would look at something about you which is actually fine or good, and they will try to destroy you. And in terms of looks, like, she was alright looking, she weren't amazing, but you know, when you're looking at, if you were to rate people like sexual market value, I had higher sexual market value than her, definitely. Yeah, these people, they're actors, man, they're actors. But yeah, so they'll start breaking. And there was actually another one that I dated recently, and I met her online, but she was a bit overweight, could you imagine? And she just started devaluing me. Like, the devaluing was like, she would just say stuff out of the blue, like, I'm the real deal. Like, so it's kind of like saying you're not the real deal. And that was during like a, you know, staying up late, drinking or whatever. So that was, it just came out, like, she couldn't help that. So alcohol, the mask really slips when they're drinking, and you know what I mean? Or she would, I think we'll be talking about like some, you know, thing, you know, some sort of maybe old film or music, and I would be like talking about it, and she would just say, fuck off, out of the blue. Like, and I'd be like, rah, and that swaps, and I would catch up with it, but I would act like I didn't catch up with it. But she would be like, feel so small, she would have to abuse you, okay? She'd have to abuse you to make themselves feel better. So that's second, and maybe we'll flesh these out more later. And the last two, the third one is the discard, and this is when the mask slips, where they're the most horrible person to you ever. They will cuss you out. They will tell you everything you told them in the past over your pillow talk. They will bring it up. They will cuss you. They will tell you that you're not worth anything. And bear in mind, these stages are not like 1 week, 2, 3 weeks. The love bomb could be like a year. Like, you could get married to this person. You could be like 10 years in. Like, they're so clever. Like, they have people on the side, on the periphery, that they deal with running around town, like putting your health at risk, giving you STDs, all kinds of disgusting things. And then the devaluing can be like poison dripping. Like, it's so like slow, like little bits here and there, isolating you from your friends, taking little things away from you, talking, when they see your friends on the street, they put that little bit of doubt into that friend's mind by saying something slightly negative but not fully negative. They just chip at you, and then you're gonna end up being an actual nervous wreck. And I remember I used to have like high flying, I don't know if I'm talking too loud, and I don't know if these walls and the neighbors, so fuck. I used to have, you have like high flying jobs, you know, friends, you know, going all sorts, but towards the end you'd find you're like, you've got social anxiety, you don't want to leave your house, you're nervous, you're like afraid, yeah. So we're going to talk about how to survive and what to do to get out of that, so you are going to heal. And the last one is the Hoover. And I remember one of the narcs I was with, they used like, that's when they want to come back. So after you break up with them and they're all nasty to you, until they will actually, like, they'll go off and play, find some more supply, go out, turn all your friends against you, smear campaigns, cussing you, making everybody, your whole town reject you. And in the secret, at night, they're dying to come back, to use you, to destroy you even further. So they will email, I got the email somewhere, number of emails, you know. One was, I think she said her dog died or something, because obviously I knew the family dog or something. She tried to use that to come back. I was like, I just ignored it. And there was another one, I was like, oh, it was only that one period that things went weird. Oh, let's try, if you want to meet up with me, blah, blah, blah. I just ignored that as well. That was a different person, different relationship. So they always circle back round. They always come back. These people, they're proper parasites. They literally just come and suck more blood from you. So don't fall for it. So that's the 4 stages. So it's love bomb, devaluation, discard, where they drop you like a they drop you like you didn't even exist. They will walk out on you. They're throwaway marriages. You could be with them for 15 years. They'll cheat on you. They are cheating, but a lot of the time they'll drop you like you're a hot potato and just like act like you're dead. They'll block you, unblock you, block you, unblock you, block you, unblock you. And then the last one is the Hoover. So they come round for, in fact, when I dealt with the second person that I dealt with who had this pathology, I think we broke up 7 times or something like that. So what happens is you have to be the person that cuts the cord forever. They're gonna keep coming back. Like they go around, do whatever, then they come back. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you come back. But after a while, you're like, look at this little idiot. I remember on the end, she was like messaging me and, oh, I just want to spend this moment with you, share this moment with you. I just looked at this message and I was just like, this girl's an idiot. And it's funny because even when you actually cut the cord and you walk away, they somehow have it in there. They go around telling people like they're the one that ended it. Like even with like friendships as well, I had to be the one who blocked or cut off certain people. And when I walk around town, it's somehow the vibration that you're the one that got dropped. So it's like, hold on a minute, I'm the one that did the breaking off, or it even doesn't matter who does the breaking off, because sometimes you do it, which causes a narcissistic injury, or they could do it. So remember, if they go 0 on you, you go negative on them. Like you have to be the person to like draw the line. They love supply, so they will keep coming back. They're like a heroin addict. They just keep coming back. They will never cut you for good. And you're not special either. It's not because they like you. They like what they can get out of you, whether it's sex, money, good time. You have nice records. You have nice art. You have nice books. Like these people are just like, there's something wrong with them. You could be good at something that you could just be good looking. They're just like walking around with you like a pretty girl or a pretty guy. And I might make a separate channel for guys, like, because I don't think it's spoke about enough about the narcissistic women that are running around. Obviously social media has made narcissistic traits worse, but actual narcissist women, they need to be in a separate category, because what they do, it's never looked at as like it's the woman in these situations. So we need to talk about that. And these guys literally end up either dead, or a lot of them end up in jail. So some of them is reactive abuse that end up in jail because they've either hurt her or hurt someone else, or hurt themselves, hurt their whole family annihilators, or they end up committing suicide and doing stuff. So we need to have a separate videos for guys, how to rebuild yourselves. And yeah, that was quite a long video, that one. So we might revisit this, but keep going. Try and get into some meditation and stuff. Try to breathe and get out the house. Try to start to do some exercise like we spoke about last time. And hopefully what you're going to find is slowly and surely you'll start moving forward, and that new butterfly version of you will come. It will. Take it easy, peace.